Hi, I'm Aditya. I have just joined GoDaddy as a UX design intern from India. I'm based out of the Gurgaon office. My motivation behind the website was that, as we all know, AI is becoming more and more a part of our lives in every day. And for that, there are various tools. So, for example, if you want to make good UI vibe coding, then Figma Make is a good option for designers as well as Cursor. If you want to make good presentations, it's Gamma. If you want to generate images, it's Dali or Midjourney. So all of these. So some tools like these are on the top of our mind, but what if we want to explore a new category? What tool should we use then? So to clear this clutter, to compare various tools, to understand what AI to use when and what are the pros and cons of them, I had created this website that is the AI tools hub. So yeah, that was my basic idea behind it.
I really loved your idea. It was a really unique one.
Thank
So,
you.
before using Aero Builder, have you had any experience developing websites before from scratch?
Yes, so I have used Figma Make, I have used Bolt, I have also used V0. So because I'm from a UX background, I had explored these tools quite early on and in fact created various applications as well as websites through these tools. Aero Builder was another very, very useful and very good tool that I used and probably at par with all of the ones that I've used till now. I really loved interacting with it. Also with the UI and the interface and the whole experience is quite friendly and also beginner friendly because I was a new user to the tool, but it did not make me feel that I was new.
Can we have a walkthrough of your website?
Sure, I'll just do that.
Thank you.
Basically, the website flows like this. First, whenever you land on the page, so it tells you how many AI tools does the website list, how many categories are there. If you want to directly search what with the task you want, so for example, generate images, write code, edit videos, then you could do that by searching here. Or I have also divided it into categories. For example, let's say I want to design, right? So Midjourney is a great tool. What are the pros? What are the cons? What is it best for? And like this, you have each and every tool. So Midjourney, Dolly, Stable Diffusion, Canva, Firefly, everything. And I've also added various more categories to this. For example, ratings. So that if how the other my peers or people in the industry, how are they liking it, they using it, and also if the tool is free or paid. So for example, Midjourney is a design tool and it's paid. So basically adding categorization as well as tags. So Dolly is a freemium model, which means you have certain credits which let you use the tool for free, as well as then you might have to purchase a premium plan. So, and then I did not restrict this whole hub to, just coding or just design. It has presentations, it has research, perplexity, marketing, or what you can generate brand ideas, guidelines, and all of those stuff. And you can then also sort these tools by their ratings. And one more feature that I had added later on was a comparison tool. So let's say I want to add HubSpot, add creative, and brand 24 to the compare, and then I can compare them for my help, and then it would be easier for me to choose when to use what.
Uh,
So yeah, that's the basic overview of the website.
if possible, can you click on compare now so we can see what sort of
Sure.
yeah.
So basically, it'll give you the three tools that they are. I have currently limited it to a restriction of 5 tools at a time, so that there's not a lot of cognitive load on the user's mind. But over here, you could compare the pros and cons directly. You could see what each and every things are for, and then accordingly, you could choose one.
Okay. And if you can go back, I saw that there was also an option to, sort by ratings. So are there any more filters?
Yeah, so then it's highest rated. So let me just remove some of these. So in, let's say, marketing, the highest rated tool is Ad Creative, or in design, the highest rated tool is Canva or Ideogram.
Yeah.
So that was one feature. A lot of more filter options such as freemium, which they are already over here, right? So
Yeah.
buy free or freemium, or you could paid, which are the paid tools. So you could have all of these filters are there.
So this idea of a filter being there in the website, was this your own brainchild or was it something that was suggested by Aero Builder?
It was initially my brainchild, but I loved the way that after my basic structure of the website formed and made up, Aero also suggested that to me. Even the compare feature was something that I wanted to have, but the Aero builder just suggested it on my own. So it was quite easy for me to actually move ahead because it already knew what to do or what next to do. So in that way, it was quite easy for me to navigate.
Okay, that's great. So when you were prompting Aero Builder, were there
Right.
any technical specifications which you mentioned, like any sort of tech stack or something?
So basically, being a UX designer myself, I am really want the interface and the experience to be as seamless as possible and as visually appealing as possible in those domains. So the best part about Aero that I felt was the font that I want, the font library that I want, the color schemes that I want. If I just tell it or tell the mood of the visual design that I want, it would give me those templates or give me those, 4 or 5 options to choose from. And then also all the design in the website would also then be replaced accordingly with the contrast, with the accessibility is something that I really liked as a designer.
That's great. So is it possible that you could show us what sort of prompts you wrote?
Sure. So for example, some of my uh prompts as over here I mentioned about using the color scheme were right. So the
Yeah.
basic idea as I mentioned was to create an A to Z library of the tool itself and how does it happen. Then it then asked me what type of images do you want. The color schemes, this was the initial color schemes. I chose a dark color scheme over there just to get the basic structure. After that I also told it to add new categories such as 3D animation, marketing and all of those stuff. Later on, then as I mentioned, I also added filtering by price, free, paid, all of those stuff. Moving on, this was after the basic framework was defined. I asked it to, use such as fonts such as Victory or Railway, as well as give me, color schemes which were more towards the lighter side of the website, as well as more accessible for everyone. So there and then it gave me these options which I choose from, and then after that it adjusted all of the various elements accordingly. After that I told it to add the pros and cons, make these card layouts better by adding borders, better hierarchy, better font text hierarchy and all of those stuff. So yeah, that was basic, that was my prompting to it.
So as far as I can see, you have used around 10 to 12 prompts. Am I right?
Yes, that's right. Have kind to 12 prompts is what I've used.
That's great. Also, how much time did it take to build this website and bring it to the final stage?
It took me roughly around 2 to 3 hours to bring it to the final stage.
That's impressive. So, were you satisfied with Aero Builder? Or were there any improvements which you would like to suggest?
No, I mean, I was quite satisfied with the Aero Builder. The capabilities it has from a design as well as a development level were really awesome and, were quite interesting and intriguing to me. No feedback as such because it did a good job for me and a great job for me. So, therein, not that much of feedback from my side. It was
Okay.
mostly positive.
And this is my last question.
Sure, sure.
Was there any wow moment at the time when you were using Aero Builder, like something which you would have not expected out of a tool like this?
The feature that I mentioned about, adding those fonts and the font library and the color guidelines and the design system that I wanted it to have, that was a wow factor for me because the font that it straight away did that and used those fonts and those color schemes because a lot of the tools such as, V0 or Bold could not do that until last when I used them. So it was a wow factor for me.
Okay, that's great. So, thank you for your time, Aditya. It was lovely talking to you.
Likewise, thank you.
Thank you.